Subramani aka Mani Madhavan lives with his older sister and brother-in-law, R. Sundarajan, who adopted him after his biological parents died. They are caring and loving to him, while having a daughter, who is like a sister to Mani. Mani's brother-in-law wants to get their daughter married to Mani. But Mani learns that she is in love with another guy, who is jobless like him, and cancels the wedding plans, paving way for his cousin's wedding with her lover. This angers Mani's brother-in-law and he forces him out of his home. Natarajan Iyer, Delhi Ganesh, is a naive Brahmin Tamilian house owner in Triplicane, Chennai, Tamil Nadu, India, who lives with his daughter Gayatri Kanika, who is a college student near the Parthasati temple. He is looking for the right tenant for the upper portion of his house. Since he often fears that the prospective tenant might romance Gayatri, he filters all the people who come asking for the house. He rents out the house to 5 bachelor students, who pretend to be good. Natarajan wants to get rid of the students, who used to stay at a hostel, but were expelled due to bad behavior. They had heard about Natarajan. His house, which includes a spare room apartment, which hasn't been used for about years, and his conditions on living there, including his fears and his filtering. They pretended to be good college students and were allowed to live in the house by Natarajan. Unfortunately, they end up showing their true nature to Natarajan and Gayatri, while causing Natarajan to have so much trouble. Natarajan tried to get them out of here, but was threatened by them along with Gayatri. He soon gets the help of Auto Sampath Vivek, who is an auto driver and a friend of Mani. Auto Sampath suggests to Natarajan about hiring a rowdy to take care of the tenants, instead of hiring a lawyer, as by doing that, not only will the tenants get out of there, but also he and Gayatri. Natarajan accepted Auto Sampath's suggestion, and Auto Sampath took him to see Mani at a prison. Auto Sampath lied to Natarajan that Mani was in the prison because he killed a house owner. But really, Mani was actually visiting his brother-in-law in there to give him his lunch. As his brother-in-law is the jailer in the prison and has his lunch delivered by Mani every day, Mani was reluctant into acting and pretending to be a rowdy. But Auto Sampath convinced him otherwise. As Mani has to pay back a bank loan of interest, Mani receives money from Natarajan as payment, and in turn, he gave to his cousin, asking her to give it to her lover, so that he can get a job and that she can finally talk about him to her father. Auto Sampath introduces Mani to Natarajan as a gangster, rowdy named Bottle Mani, in which coincidentally, there is an actual gangster, rowdy named Bottle Mani. Mani comes to Natarajan's house and everyone in Mylapore is scared in believing Mani to be Bottle Mani. Even the students were scared of Mani, but later warmed up to Mani and Auto Sampath and became fast friends with them. Mani and Auto Sampath started staying with them. Mani also became best friends with Gayatri and had helped save her from a gang of goons at a marketplace, who confused him to be Bottle Mani and have harassed Gayatri. Gayatri kept on talking about Mani to Natarajan a lot later that day, causing him to think that Mani and Gayatri are in love with each other. Mani warns the students to vacate the house immediately. The students accepted to vacate the home within a week. One of the students requests Mani to help him unite with his lover when he attempted to commit suicide. Upon hearing that her family are doing an arranged marriage for her, but was mainly saved by his friends, Auto Sampath and Mani, who witnessed him doing his suicide attempt. Mani and Auto Sampath kidnap Priya Sada, on the day of her marriage from the wedding hall, thinking her to be the lover of the non-bachelor student. But in reality, they ended up in another wedding hall. They tried waking up Priya, but were unable and were forced to have her admitted in a hospital. Priya wakes up and upon realizing what happened, attempted to commit suicide, but was saved by Mani. Mani and Auto Sampath take Priya along with them to Natarajan's home, where Mani, Auto Sampath, and the students, including the married student's wife, questioned her and revealed to her who her savior was. Mani. Priya attempted to commit suicide again, as her wedding is already cancelled due to the mishap, but was stopped by Mani. Mani apologizes to Priya and requests to drop her back to her home. While having been introduced to Natarajan and Gayatri as the sister of one of the students. Slowly, Priya gets attracted towards Mani, seeing his kind nature and also after coming to know about the sacrifice made by him for the well-being of his cousin, while also of his help to get an acceptance from the family of the married student's wife of their marriage. Mani was then later confronted by the doctor, Bosky, that checked on Priya, and he revealed to him that Priya was poisoned when she was kidnapped by Mani and Auto Sampath at her wedding, and at the time she was admitted at the hospital. Confronted by Mani, Priya reveals a flashback where she is the only daughter of a rich politician, Fefsai Vijayan. Her father wants Priya to marry ACP, Assistant Commissioner of Police, Raghavan Raman, a corrupt cop and an affluent sadist, who was once married, but had killed his own wife in a sadistic manner. Although Priya is not interested in the proposal, having learned Raghavan's true nature from the priest who is conducting her wedding and had conducted Raghavan's first wedding. Her father wanted her to agree, just because Raghavan helped him escape from a police case. Priya decides to commit suicide on the day of her wedding with Raghavan, but luckily gets kidnapped and saved by Mani, whom she first met at a shopping mall, mistaking him to be Raghavan, which is coincidentally the very day she and Raghavan first met. It was also the very day Mani and Raghavan first met each other in a scuffle Raghavan had with Mani over his engagement ring for Priya. That Mani accidentally got it pretty dirty, only for him to clean it up. Priya also met Mani again at his fight in the marketplace. Meanwhile, Raghavan sets charge to find Priya and marry her. Priya's father found out where his daughter is and attempted to take her back with him, but eventually ended up having a fight with Mani and was defeated by him. Raghavan arrives there, holds Mani at gunpoint and arrests him under a false case of him being bottle Mani, while getting his colleagues to beat him up. As Priya was taken back home by her father, Mani escaped with the help of Auto Sampath, the tenants, and a sympathetic police officer, Inspector Dhanapathy Thenavan, who is one of Raghavan's colleagues. When he was set to killed in an encounter by Raghavan, this causes Raghavan to kill Dhanapathy and one of the students, while covering up the murders and getting another of his colleagues, a police constable, Kunal Kanan, to be an eyewitness of this by pinning it all on Mani. Mani, on hearing of this, tries to get revenge by confronting and beating up all of Raghavan's colleagues, including the constable, in which this in turn caused Raghavan to put and arrest Mani's brother-in-law, Natarajan, 3 of the students, and Auto Sampath behind bars. Mani confronts Raghavan and a fight happens between them. Priya's father intervened and tried to help Raghavan to defeat Mani, but ended up being defeated by Mani and accidentally killed by Raghavan by throwing a knife targeted at him, which is originally meant for Mani. Raghavan attempted to use Priya as a hostage, only for him to be shot and killed by Mani, who was armed with Raghavan's gun. Having managed to swipe it during the fight, Mani covers both murders by getting Priya to be an eyewitness to this crime, while also getting himself to be innocent by having the constable to reveal the entire truth to the press. Finally, in the end, Priya reunites with Mani. They, along with Auto Sampath and the rest of the tenants, depart the house, gave their farewells to Natarajan and Gayatri, and went on their own separate ways. The film ends with a group of bachelors wanting to be the new tenants of the house by being just like the students pretended to be, good boys. Natarajan accepted them, and while he and most of the tenants were gone, one of them made advances toward Gayatri, only for Gayatri to scold him. As she left, the tenant, K.S. Ravikumar, then said the very punchline of Auto Sampath to the audience, who commonly tells that to Natarajan throughout the entire and whole film. Just kidding. Just kidding. Quote,